crowd? Hopefully you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. First off, welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you guys are all doing great. We are on our way right now to pick up the custom leather interior, a one-of-one product for the second gen Longhorn to make that truck stand out. They're not cheap. They're definitely not cheap, but they are going to make that truck just that much cooler, being a customized one-of-one type of interior, which I'm super excited about. So we're gonna go get those picked up. But the first thing I wanted to talk about with you guys today was the first gen. So if you guys saw in the previous video, I believe it was, the first gen got towed away due to having a major high idle and throttle issue. Like, you'd start the truck and it's revving now like over 2,000 RPM, like just absolutely crazy, unacceptable high idle. We got that dropped off at the local shop. They tore the pump off looking in it because that's the first place they figured they would look, because they've seen it before, and they said that the pump has parts of it that are going bad to where there was metal shavings in the pump and everything. Like, it's just eating away at it, and now the entire pump has to be like either rebuilt or replaced with a pump that's already been rebuilt, you know, with another core. I don't know when we're gonna get that truck back, to be quite honest with you. I'm hoping it won't be more than like a few weeks at the most, but you know how that goes when you get stuff worked on and it's a part like that that has to be pretty much remanufactured and rebuilt, because you can't just go buy a new pump online for first gen that's, you know, like just a newly manufactured pump. They're usually like a rebuilt or like an overhauled, refurbished pump from an actual truck. One of those things, but hopefully we can get that back soon. However, that part, I believe the shop said it was going to be $2,000 to replace that, which is just absolutely unreal, like super expensive. But then again, there's not really any cheaper alternatives. The pump's bad, so it's just one of those deals. Now we're going to get on with picking up this leather interior and showing you guys how that turned out. According to the guy that did the work, he's like, I think you're going to be pretty happy. These things turned out really good. I'm super excited to see them. Well, we did get the seats picked up, and I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. You can kind of see the silhouette of the two seats sitting in the back there, and the center console is right there. Oh, right there in the back seat. So you guys are gonna have to wait until we get back so I can fully reveal them properly, but I think you guys are gonna be pretty impressed. They look really stinking good. Did you get to see that center console? You didn't look at the center console?
I saw the leather.
You can probably see it right now in the video.
You can see it in the video.
Okay.
Inside.
What do you think about it?
I can't see it.
What do you think about it though?
It looks good.
No, it looks good. It looks so good. So we're gonna get into the shop and we're gonna go over the design of the seats, the leather we used and why, and try to make sense of it for you guys. We are in the shop here and we do have the seats right in front of us, and I gotta say, I'm very impressed with how they turned out. I wasn't quite sure how it would look because I've never had upholstery work done like this before, and it looks really amazing. So let's get to showing you guys these seats right now, and let me know down in the comments below what your opinion is on the seats and how they turned out. Bam! Okay, so here's the seats, and do they look good? If you ask me, they turned out absolutely perfect. And now let me kind of explain the seat and the design and kind of why we went with what we did. So if you look at this here, he did completely redo the cushioning under the armrest. He completely redid the upholstery work and got it all looking absolutely great. And then in the middle seat, we've got this like worn looking saddle leather. This stuff is the real deal. It's thicker. Now this particular area does get a little bit more wear and tear in terms of with your elbows, but the material underneath, he did kind of stiffen it up a little bit more than what it was. It was kind of spongy. The foam that was on the top part of this was actually really spongy, and that might be kind of why they tore so much over the years. But anyways, all that aside, then you get over here to the main seats, and here's the passenger seat. And what we discussed was doing a double stitch all the way around the seam, right? And putting the more dark color leather all on the sides in the back. And if you come and look at the back here, it's a full, you know, solid, it's leather all the way around. So it's not just on like part of the seat in the back because it's like cheap cloth or something like that. So it's entirely leather, and the reason we wanted to do that is if you look at the dash, it's kind of this color. You look at the ceiling, it's actually almost exactly that color right there. If in the same lighting, I mean, it's identical. I gave him a piece of that to match it up, and so it's gonna look really good. It's kind of like a two-tone. They're both brown, but they're both very different. So it looks really good. Coming to the center here, you have diamond stitch pattern in the seat. And this was done identical to the area on the seat that was already kind of marked. So when I dropped these seats off originally, everybody knows on the Dodge seats, they've got like this line that comes down here, whatever. It makes the exact same shape. But I told him with the lower back in the main part of the seat that you sit on, I wanted a diamond stitch pattern because I wanted it to be extra soft and have like a really good feel and a good look to the seat. And that's exactly what he did for us here. So if you look at these seats, they're obviously not in the truck yet, but they will be in the next video that you see. I mean, they look really good. They have a good feel. They're not like rock solid, but they're not like so squishy that you know they're just gonna tear apart like quick, okay? These were not cheap. If anybody's wondering how much a set like this costs, this was a $2,000 seat setup. And the reason I'm doing that is because this truck, I don't want any part of this truck to be any resemblance of cheaper, low cost, like cutting corners at all. I don't want that with this truck in any way or form. The paint, we got the best we could get. For the seats, we got the best we could get. There's just so many more aspects of the truck that we're not done with, but it's all gonna be very premium and very well done because I want this truck to turn out absolutely amazing. So when it comes to the legs of the chairs, there's actually one more part that we're gonna be doing here, and that's gonna be painting with Rust-Oleum paint the legs of the chairs, because tonight, I think around 8 p.m. I gotta meet up with Devin, and we're gonna be installing these. It's gonna be a late night, we're gonna be installing these and a front lift kit on that truck on the 2nd Gen Longhorn project, which is gonna be in tomorrow's video. We've got a bunch to do, and you're gonna see that whole truck with, I mean, whole bunch of new stuff done to it. It's gonna look way different when you see it than what it did in the previous video. So super stoked, but hopefully you guys like the seats. Hopefully you guys like the way that they turned out. I personally think it looks really, really good. And I know this truck is probably one of the most in-depth and most time-consuming projects that we've done in terms of like effort going into like the quality of the design and the paint work and hiring the right person to get it done in a time-effective manner in the right way. You know, with the seats, those were gone for almost 2 months to get those done. I mean, just a lot of stuff's getting done with that truck that ordinarily we don't really mess with. It's gonna be well worth it. I mean, this truck is gonna be absolutely spectacular, and these seats are a massive piece of that. I mean, just really top off the look, really top off the vibe that the truck gives you when you get in, because you're gonna get in this truck and you're gonna be like, man, it's like as if it was a brand new 2020 2nd Gen Longhorn regular cab with a stick. I mean, it's gonna be so sick when you get in. It's gonna be like a step back in time, but also a little bit modern, to where it's gonna feel like a true cowboy truck. I mean, it's just gonna be awesome. So cannot wait to see the finished product. Let's get to sanding down around there on the chairs and painting. What I don't want to do is put that back in the cab of the truck. So before we get to installing these in the next 5-6 hours, I want to get that sanded down, prepped, and get these all painted up. So by the time we do take these up to Devin, this is done and it's in much, much better shape. And we are done with painting the brackets on the seats. You can see they're all painted up nicely. I got the wire brush. I didn't have my sandpaper, so I just got the wire brush. I kind of wire brushed off all of the rough little rusty stuff that was starting on there. And you can see they turned out pretty, I mean, they're pretty smooth, pretty shiny, pretty nice. I got everything like masked off really good, so I didn't, you know, paint the seats at all. But that's just to kind of clean up, because the last thing I want is a little eyesore in the cab where like everything's all brand new and nice, and then you got like one little, you know, couple little rust spots on the brackets of the seats that were never sanded off and painted. So looks much better. I don't know about you, but I think it's gonna turn out pretty darn good. That is all I have for this video, but if you guys have not done so yet, this is officially your last 24-hour reminder if you are wanting to win the 2015 6.7 Cummins out there. And you can either have that truck out there, that beautiful truck, or it's the one that I washed in the beginning of the video, or the 96 12 valve we call Frosty, which I did call the shop again today, and they said you'll have the truck back this week, on our word. You know what I mean? Like, you'll have the truck back this week. Everything's getting put back together right now, and it's all gonna be good to go. That truck will be back soon. I know I was hoping it would be back sooner so you guys could see the massive 38s and 16x10s on that truck, since, you know, this setup would actually clear on that truck so you could get a good example of what it could look like versus just the 24 by 14s. We weren't able to do that yet. I know, I'm sorry. I wish it was within my power to be able to do all that stuff. It just isn't sometimes. But anyways, guys, if you guys want to enter to win, last 24 hours, the 96 in $5,000 cash or the 2015. Thank you guys so much. Every $5, 10 entries to win. Go to lnpgear.com. Get in while you can, because tomorrow, January 21st, or if you're seeing this on the 21st, today on the 21st, the giveaway is over at 11:59 p.m. Thank you guys so much. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.